Welcome back to Find Love or Die Trying.
Then you set the meat at around 300 degrees for 40 minutes.
Okay, got it. Tara furiously scribbled down notes. Wait a minute, couldn't I just cook it for 600 degrees for 20 minutes?
That's not quite how this works, I'm afraid.
But the math checks out. What's going on?
Oh, good morning, Artemis. How do you do? I'm teaching Tara the proper way to prepare a pot roast.
So far, I'd say it's going pretty well.
Tara will be the one to prepare lunch today instead of me.
Tara turned one of the dials on the stove as far as it would go to the right. And the student has surpassed the master.
On second thought, perhaps I'll prepare an alternative course. One moment, please.
Oh, ye of little faith. Time for the moment of truth. Lunch is served. Tara was nervously clasping her hands tight. Oh. What? It's delicious!
I did it! Oh my gosh!
Tara did a little dance in celebration and gave Violet a high five. Should I become a food vlogger? I'm a cooking savant. This talent shouldn't be wasted.
Psst. Hey, Violet. What is it, Artemis?
Is this what you cooked or is this what Tara cooked? Violet smiled and winked at me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She sipped on her soup contently. I couldn't help but smile back at her. Dang, this was the best meal I'd ever had. Granted, my memory only goes back about 4 days, but still, it counts for something.
Morning, Artemis. Congrats, you've made it to the 4th day.
And you've become the first person to have not 1, not 2, but 3 soulmate candidates. Who would have thought? Granted, soulmate candidates don't really exist, but hey, we'll edit that part out.
You should be really, really proud of yourself.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not. I'll leave that for you to guess. Anyway, between your 3 lucky romantic interests, Tara, Scarlet, or Violet, who do you want to spend today with? I picked the 3 that have T's in their name, and I did the 2 who don't have T's in their name the first time. Anyway, sorry, just noticing that. Well, since I said Scarlet was still my favorite, let's do Scarlet first? Or should we save the best for last? Oh, but then it'll make it feel like whoever I do next is the worst of the other 2. Let's just do Tara again, because I did her first last time, so we'll do her first this time too. Tara. Alright, sounds like a plan to me. I think she's working on something in the mansion. Lead the way. I knocked on the door to the games room. Hey Artemis, what's up? I thought I'd check in and see how you're doing with your game. Let me show you what I'm working on then. Tara handed me her game device. Not all the art's ready, but I'm hoping it'll be done soon. It's a farming game. I had to ditch the pigeon dating idea after, well, finding out it was already done. That's really a shame. For the whole world, really. But in this game, you'll get to live in a village out in the country, make friends, raise crops, and decimate all the invaders with your giant mecha pigeon death machine. And there's a million possible weapon combinations and... Wow, that sounds cool. I'd love to play it. I'm curious, how come you decided to make a farming game? Good question. They've just got a special place in my heart. I used to play these morning till night, every day. You can probably tell, but I'm not really the go out and party kind of person. To be honest, I don't know enough people to go to parties anyway, but whatever. Sometimes it's more fun to just do your own thing. It can be more fun to stay indoors and just do what you enjoy. That's how I feel about it. Enough talk, try playing it. I want to see how you feel about it. Alright, here we go. The title screen displayed with a click. Star Blue Valley. I was a mecha pilot who got tired of life in the mecha corps and decided to move out to the country to become a farmer. I was a pretty good one at that. Every season I'd learn to plant, water, and harvest new kinds of crops. Tara would give me advice for farming in every season. Her face was so close to mine, she'd watch my every move with a pensive expression. Farming and fishing felt great, but fishing was almost impossible to do at first. The mecha parts of the game felt incredible. You could even get to know the villagers and have relationships with them too. There was just one thing that was a bit weird. First, wow, what you have so far is incredible, Tara. You think so? Yeah, really, it's incredible. I never thought you could combine farming and being a mecha pilot in the same game, but you did it just fine. Thanks, Artemis. That's nice of you to say. There's just one thing that I think was a little off. What's that? Any feedback would be great. I feel like the relationships with the townspeople were a little weird. The dating aspects didn't really feel right. I knew you'd notice that. It's kind of embarrassing, but I've never actually dated before, so I have no idea what it's really like. And to be honest, I've never really had a real friend either. If it's not too much to ask, her voice suddenly reduced to a whisper. Maybe you and I could be friends? I'd be honored to be your friend. That said, please don't trap me in a video game again. Sorry, what? Anyway, watching you play the game gave me some ideas. Wanna help me with testing them? Sure, I'd be happy to help however I can. We'd both suggest ideas, she'd implement it, and we'd test it together. And repeat. It just kept getting better and better. Tara's smile and enthusiasm was contagious. I couldn't help but be excited for her, and in awe of her drive. We spent the rest of the day working on her game, but it felt like only minutes. I'm just glad it wasn't another virtual reality game. I was feeling a bit restless after today's date to wait in my room, so I went downstairs to relax. Looks like somebody had the same idea I did. Kat was relaxing on the sofa with a bottle of red wine in hand. Hey there, Artemis. Care for a glass or 5? Sure. Sure. I'd love a glass. Now that's what I'm talking about. She handed me a glass and poured until it was full. Whoa, maybe a little too much? What's life without a few risks? Long. Much like your remaining lifespan. Kat filled her glass to the brim and downed it in one go. She laughed and lightly jabbed me. It felt like I was finally getting to see her real smile. Kat started chugging down the bottle. You okay? I work on a TV show that kills innocent people for... How okay do you think I could be? You might want to stop drinking that. You're more of a buzzkill than Damien. I don't even know that was possible. He's killed people with buzzsaws. Sorry, Artemis. I didn't mean that. It's okay, Kat. No worries. Now that you mention it, how did you end up working here anyway? Oh, you know, the old career fair down the block. She laid down on the sofa. If you're here for the daily interview where I ask about your day, I already have enough footage for today. As strange as it might sound, Kat, I'm here because I'm worried about you. And why is that? People who chug a whole bottle of wine in one night usually aren't in the best place. Worry about yourself, Artemis. If you knew some of the things I'd done to survive, you wouldn't be trying to comfort me. From what it sounds like, no one really has any choice. You just focus on being a ratings magnet on your dates. I'll be fine. Thanks, Artemis. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone. Good night, Kat. Don't stay up too late. Great, the walking corpse is giving me advice on how to live now. Do I really look that bad right now? Good night, Kat. I hurried along. Now hold on, just a... If only I could escape this island as easily as I could from a very, very drunk cat. Wait a minute. If Kat's drunk, then who's making sure today's episode is good? Something tells me I'm not going to sleep very well tonight. The two of us were lying down in a grassy field, watching the world pass us by. Where would you want to go when we're out of here? The countryside. Okay, so is this Yui? Seemed like it'd be the only place nowadays that you can get some peace and quiet. That does sound nice. Would you come with me? I know it's not for everybody, and it's missing a lot of the... You don't even have to ask, love. Of course I'm coming with you. We're a team, right? We're a team. She moved closer. I held her tight in my arms. Mom would have loved you. I wish you would have had a chance to meet her. I know. We'll make sure our kids get a chance to meet theirs, though. Her face turned bright red. What? Say that after we're actually engaged. It's cute how embarrassed she gets. You mean it? Every word. You're sweet. Not as sweet as you. The girls and I kicked off our morning by testing out Tara's game together. It was multiplayer now, so we could all play together in the same world. This came with its own fair share of consequences. I said cover me, or you'll have to finish making dinner by yourself. I'm trying. There's just too many mutant vegetables attacking. Yui, I need you to cover me. Where are you?
I'm sorry, it's the mayor's birthday and I can't decide which berry to give him. It can wait. But then I won't get the bonus points. Come to think of it, I think we're running low on tomatoes and carrots. Do you need any, Violet? We have enough to survive the winter, but more supplies are always welcome. I'm on it. Well, the game's definitely got more exciting. I wanted for them to test the relationships, but maybe that'll have to wait a bit. I guess we'll see next time? Yeah, next time. I can't wait. We spent the rest of the morning playing Tara's game. Good morning, Cat. I've been looking for you. Not so loud, please. My head's killing me from all that wine last night. I still had to edit our broadcast after that, which didn't help. Somehow, this scene feels familiar. Something tells me that my chance of surviving goes down for every open bottle of alcohol on the island. Maybe I should spend today reenacting Prohibition instead of going on a date. You do know how Prohibition ended, right? Anyway, back to the brass tacks. Yesterday's second date with Tara went really well. Let's keep striking the iron while it's hot. Which soulmate candidate will you be going on a second date with today? Violet, cause I said I like Scarlet best, so we're saving the best for last. Violet. Nice, I kinda had a feeling you would. I think Violet's somewhere around the mansion. Lead the way! I found Violet taking a walk outside the mansion. Hey Violet, what's up? Hello there, Artemis. I just thought I'd take a nice afternoon walk. This place truly does bring back memories of home. You lived on your own personal island? Nothing quite that bourgeoisie. Anyway, I've got a surprise for you. Want to see? For me? I motioned for her to follow me into the mansion. I asked Kat to pull a few strings and, well, we have everything we need to bake whatever we want now. Oh my. Violet looked at me with childlike wonder in her eyes. Let's get right to it then, why don't we? She was practically shaking with excitement. Her smile and laughter were positively infectious. We decided to make a chocolate cake. It was her favorite flavor, and I don't remember mine. That said, I also don't remember a thing about how to make cakes, but with Violet that wasn't a problem. She got me up to speed with a soft and steady hand, and before long we had the cake in the oven, baking away. I wish it took longer to make. Seeing Violet do what she loved most was a treat. When she pulled the cake out of the oven, she looked like a kid on Christmas Day. Now, just for the little finishing touches, a little more here, a little more there. She was in her own world, humming away as she danced around the cake, decorating it as she went along. I couldn't help but smile and watch her in adoration. She's pure happiness right now. I wish I could take this moment and just freeze it in time, for safekeeping. I can't wait to share this with the others. But first, Artemis, would you mind testing it? You don't have to ask, believe me. I'm first in line to try it out. Thank you. I'm unsure if what I make is worth eating or not. Why is that? My family's caretaker, Lucien, was the one who taught me to bake. Besides my sister, Lucien was the only one who ever bothered to try what I made. Sometimes I worry they told me it's delicious just to make me feel better. I took a little off the top of her cake with my finger and licked it off. It's delicious, Violet. You better believe it. Would you want to help me a little longer? I'm having far too much fun to just stop now. I've just started making some cookies, and I find I quite enjoy your company and help, Artemis. I'd love to. Let me know how I can help. Violet passed me a bowl full of cookie dough and a tray. All you need to do is make little cookie-shaped pieces out of this dough, then put them on the tray. Do try not to put any of them too closely together on the tray, or it'll become something of a mutant cookie in the oven. Got it. No mutant cookies here. I ripped off a piece of dough from the bowl and rolled it into the size and shape of a cookie. Perfect. You're a natural. Thanks, Violet. Wow. In the time it took me to make one, Violet had made 6 perfect cookies. She moved with mechanical efficiency as she kneaded balls of dough into perfectly shaped cookies. Wow, I thought you were great before, but you're really incredible. How long have you been doing this? Perhaps since I was about, say, 5? To this day, it remains the only thing I can best my sister at. I finished making another cookie as Violet finished 3 more. She held up one of the cookies and raised it to her face. You've gotten quite skilled at this, Artemis. I just wanted to say again, thank you for arranging this. I'm on top of the world right now. It was my pleasure, Violet. Gosh, she's adorable when she smiles. For a few seconds, we kept working on the cookies in amiable silence, our eyes locked on each other's. You said you had a sister? Why, yes, indeed. Viola Valentine. First twins in the family. Oh, I'm out of room on my tray. She flashed a devious smile in my direction right before she lightly threw a dough ball at my face. What's with that cheeky? Before I could react, it splattered against and stuck to my face. She burst into childlike laughter. Nice catch, Artemis. Perhaps you might try using your hands next time. Oh, it's on. I couldn't stop myself from smiling as I grabbed some ammo from my own cookie tray and threw them at her. She dodged them with ease and laughed. It's quite humorous how an old caretaker managed to do what you were struggling to do now. I interrupted her, gloating with another dough ball throw. This time it made a satisfying splat against her left cheek. Strike! Oh, you are so going down. Her smile turned devilish as she grabbed another dough ball. Oh shoot. Of only a second before her next volley, I go on the defensive. I ducked behind the kitchen counter. An instant later, a dough ball flew above my head. Ha! Nice! While I was gloating, Violet threw a dough ball that splattered against my forehead. Ah! And then another landed right next to it. Ah! Mercy! And then another. I crumpled to the floor in defeat. I declare this my victory in absolute confidence. She laughed as she pointed at the dough on my face. I took the opportunity to interrupt her speech with another dough ball. It splattered right against her left cheek. Oh, you're even more dead now. Forget surviving this crazy TV show. I don't know if I'm surviving the next 5 minutes. It was like looking a tiger dead in the eye. Violet reloaded her ammo and was winding up for another throw. It was all I could do to reach for one more ball and scream in defiance. Bring it on! Some say you can still hear my screams in that kitchen to this day. We finished cleaning up after our impromptu food fight and brought the desserts that survived the Great War to the porch. Her smile and laughter were infectious. Pardon me, but I guess we can rule out you being a baseball player before you'd come to this island. She put her hand tenderly against my face as she wiped off some of the remaining dough. We locked eyes yet again. Her eyes were practically magnetic. Thanks for playing along, Artemis. I suppose it's been too long since I've had that much fun. So, thank you for indulging my little whim. It was a lot of fun for me too, Violet. Don't mention it. Besides, I think I got a few good hits in to make it worth it. I'm worried for you. It appears your amnesia is getting even worse. Violet laughed as she picked some more crumbs off my face and then licked them off her finger. Her eyes seemed to linger on mine. I do hope we can spend some more time together soon. I quite like this. I'd like that, Violet. I had a lot of fun with you, too. You're full of surprises, you know. Just wait and see, there's more where that came from. We spent the rest of the day talking and eating little desserts together on the porch. Though Violet seemed quite distant when I first met her, I learned that the real Violet was nothing like that at all, and full of surprises. She could be unexpectedly shy one moment, then mischievous as a child another. One thing's for sure, being around her makes my heart skip a beat, and the time fly. Before I realized how much time had passed, it was already pitch black outside. Perfect. Sounds like a good place to end this episode is what it really is, me. Sorry. Okay, so, yep. It was fun. I'm still having fun. I hope you're having fun. Bye-bye.